y'all, it's Queen J Lotus coming through right quick, right fast with some musical messages from the song To Whom It May Concern by Dun Trip. Now, the artist's suggestion and the album suggestion, Die Another Day, Dun Trip, was suggested and requested by Miss Deidre Smith. Deidre Smith, I believe it's spelled Deidre Smith. Another one of my fellow loved ones from the Sippy Conjure group on Facebook that I co-admin with another buddy of mine. Now, with all that being said, child, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into the specificities of these musical messages. Now, off rip, we got a whole lot of blue going on. A whole lot of blue and indigo, the hue that is going on, which lets me know that our priority chakra is the throat chakra. Now, indigo is indicative of the third eye, yes, but we'll get back to that. The chakra that is first priority on the healing list for those of you that are resonating with this artist's song and message is the throat chakra, and we'll get into the specificities of what that entails and needs once we get into the specificities of the cards. First and foremost, I have a pick a card that is underway sooner than later. Howsoever, we're gonna tap into this Ace of Wands that is present here, which is representative of the synchronicities that Dun Trip has with you all that resonate with him. Specifically, that resonate with the energy and frequency and stories of the album, and in particular, this song. This will be y'all's parallels, this will be y'all's commonalities, this will be what y'all could stand to learn from him and take more from, inspiration from, as it concerns him and his life and his story, as well as some of his talents and his gifts and things of that nature. So he is represented by the Ace of Wands, which I say is mighty interesting and mighty appropriate, being the fact that he is a Leo, born August 20th. Now, that means that he is on the cusp of a Leo and Virgo, but ultimately, overall, he is a Leo. And based off this card, amongst others, it gives that he functions more in his Leo energy, in his fire element. Excellent. And I know for a fact that that is a parallel of my girl who suggested and requested this artist, because she is a Leo also. So please understand, if you can't tell already, there is a lot of Leo energy throughout this reading, which entails that it is a lot of Leo energy that we are needing at this time in our lives and going forward on the rest of our divine journey. And speaking of divine journey, the immediate message that came through clairaudiently is your destiny is solid. Just grab the baton. But pause. Wait, there's more. There's some caution here. There are some warnings here about needing to evaluate who is passing you the baton. Because for many of you that are resonating with this artist and with this message, you have a lot of batons being handed to you. You have a lot of people and a lot of doors in front of you offering you seemingly great, and many of them are great, opportunities. Paths, portals, wands, and batons. And so in order to evaluate the best opportunities for you to take and the ones that you need to cut off and look the other way from, honey, is to have some introspective time. This is going to take quite a bit of a hermit and self-care mode, if you will. And for those of you that, have a busy day today, this will challenge you to prioritize time in each day for you to sit back and meditate and go within and reflect and reevaluate the examples that you have had in your life of leaders and the examples of experiences that you have had in your life from leaders and from other people that you have been associated with. And you may also want to include evaluation, compare, contrast, and all of that to your own experiences as well. And this is going to help you decode and dissect your morals and values from other people's. And it's also meant to help you become clear on the poor examples that you've had in your life so that you can shed your attachment to those individuals and their characteristics and the type of people that are like them, and so that you can become more clear on the people that you do want to take inspiration from and admire and follow and go through with any opportunities or batons that they are handing to you and making available to you in this time. And with that being said, making you more clear on your higher self and more clear on your divine purpose and how you want to continue to go about bringing it into fruition in more creative and limitless ways. So I find it very illuminating when other songs are channeled through songs that I am reading. And a song that channeled through this song in the midst of me doing the spiritual evaluation of it and meditation and all this, that, and the third is Move, 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 Move. You better move, move. Anything you do will be held against you. You better move, 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 move. Move by Beyonce. So many of you may want to give that song a listen and see what it does for you. Turn up. Let the song and let the vibe of B move, 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 move you. And that is also by no coincidence as well, because Beyonce is a Virgo. Not only is she a Virgo, but she channels, whether mindlessly or mindfully, she channels a lot of Leo energy. And she often gives the imagery of a lioness or a lion in general. And she is known for those golden locks that often look like a lion's mane. And with that being said, I also have quite a few videos on this channel about Beyonce songs where I do readings on her, do readings on songs of hers. So definitely scroll through some of my older videos, if you will, and see what tickles your fancy, because you just may find some extra information that may do you well and also may parallel with the information and synchronizations that you pick up in this reading. Move, 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 moving on. Speaking of moving on, through this card as well, the Ace of Wands is giving you a message of keep going. The right people are watching you. Think of yourself right now as if you are auditioning through life. And I'm also picking up that this is a lesson that Don Tripp has had to learn, and it is one that he is more than likely having to learn all over again in this stage of his life right now, but just on a whole nother level, on a more evolved level. And this is heavily concerning building trust in yourself and also building a portfolio for yourself. So when more opportunities come for you, you ain't got to worry about getting ready, because you already been ready. Boo. You was waiting for the blessings at the door. So also, there's a thing here for some of you. There are people, or a person in particular, that has been observing you for a while. They have many connections in the industry and in the elements and areas that you are interested in and that you are destined to be a part of. Okay? Howsoever, they have been waiting to present these opportunities to you, because it goes back to that auditioning thing. They have been waiting for you to get to a stage in your life where you are not only ready by your natural abilities and your natural gifts, but where you are aware of your own gifts, where you are completely aware of everything that you have, so you can use what you got to get what you want. Because this person wants to collab with you as a mentor, but they understand that you are the type of person that has to be led in a more unique way. Even though there are a lot of people that have tried to play puppet master with you, try to take control over you, try to distract you from your gifts so that they can steer you how they want you to go or siphon whatever it is that you have for themselves. This person or these people in particular that have been observing you for this while, they want to lead you and guide you through collabing with you, because they understand that you are meant to be a leader and that you are naturally a leader. And the type of natural leader that you are is one who learns through experience. And I'm picking up that with that being said, they recognize this. Many of you are self-taught in a lot of the things that you do. So you have to be handled in a unique way. You can't be taught the way that everybody else is taught. So for instance, if you have gone through much of your life of people trying to make you feel stupid or make you feel slow, or perhaps you had teachers in school that made it seem like you were difficult, or like you had all sorts of learning disabilities and things of that nature, Spirit is saying that that is a myth. You're not slow, you're not stupid, far from it. You're a genius. You simply take in information and execute differently. So I'm hearing kinesthetic learning. I think that's the way you say that. Many of you learn through, like I said, experience and through observing. And in your hermit mode, in your self-care mode, you're going to realize that much of the wisdom that you have gained and the way that you have saved yourself in many situations is because you learned from other people's experiences and observing other people. Now, what's also attached to this and why this person or people is dragging their feet to offer certain opportunities to you is because they see that you are surrounded by a hangers-on or two or a few, okay? And they see that you haven't quite gained the concept that everybody can't go with you. And they want to be sure. This goes back to knowing what you have and understanding what you are truly capable of and what you are truly destined for. And that is attached to understanding what you are truly worth. So, in simple terms, this person or these people are waiting for you to cut off the person and people that you need to cut off in order to progress and in order to embrace your blessings in peace. Because you don't realize it yet, but some of the people that you're trying to take with you are not going to allow you to enjoy your blessings in peace. And the people that's observing you, or the person that's observing you waiting to offer this opportunity to you, they see that because they see themselves in you and they have been where you are. And so they recognize those energy vampires, those vultures, those snakes that are surrounding you, just holding on to your coattails, trying to get what you got, trying to get high off your home. And so that's why you all are needing a lot of introspective time for you to really consider what the people that you have in your life are really contributing to your life and to your greatness. Are they bringing the best out of you, or are they keeping you in toxic habits? Are they causing you to take away time from your everyday activities, from your self-care, from your things that you need to put more energy into and more dedication and passion into in order to accomplish your own goals? Because also, how can you take anyone with you with where you're trying to go if you only get halfway there because you got all these other folks weighing you down? Tisk. And again, because of the question that I asked, all of these messages are coming up as parallels from and with Don Tripp, his life, things that he's experienced, things that he's learned, and things that he's experiencing and having to learn. And with that being said, another specific visual and clairaudient message that I'm getting as well is that he had to look around his circle and even in his family and even reevaluate himself. Because I'm also hearing that a lot of people have tried to slight him. A lot of people have tried to make it seem like he wouldn't ever be anything because it's something wrong with him. I can't put my finger on exactly if it's like a learning disability thing that people were trying to cage him into, or some type of mental health thing that people were trying to cage him into, or even some type of physical handicap or something of the sort that maybe people were trying to influence him to imprison himself in and not overcome. But yeah, basically him reevaluating himself and giving himself props for overcoming the things that he has in life and learning the things that he has in life, that made him look at the people around them and question, are they doing anything? Are they doing everything that they possibly can to help themselves before they call on me? Because I know what I went through. I know the odds that were stacked up against me. And I know the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, physically, figuratively, literally, spiritually, all of that I did to get myself through and out of those situations and on the other side as a better person and continuing to do so. So if these folks that's calling on me and weighing on me and depending on me are not showing me and not showing themselves that they are doing any and everything for themselves to try to save themselves, to try to help themselves before they call on me or before they're becoming completely dependent on me, I'm not going to be able to do nothing for them because they ain't going to do nothing but bring me down and hold me back. And that is exactly what Spirit is coming through with this song and with y'all's resonation with the artist Don Tripp, for y'all to learn and gain an understanding of and gain a practicing of. Reevaluate the people in your life and the people that you go out of your way to help, the people that you feel obligated to go out of your way to help or go out of your way to love and be there for. Are they doing anything for themselves before they are putting all their stock into what you are going to do for them, or what they want you to do for them, or what they feel like they need you to do for them? Because if they don't love themselves, if they don't have faith in themselves, if they don't have the will or the desire to protect and provide for themselves or save themselves, it ain't nothing you can do for them. Even if you do anything for them, it ain't going to go too much nowhere, because all that's gonna do is go through a bottomless cup and fall out on the ground and splatter everywhere and be no good. And you're gonna be steady trying to pour into a bottomless cup, and it's gonna be steady splattering all over the ground, and here you is distracted trying to help them clean up dried wax up off of the ground, and now you done missed your calling. Test. And Spirit is wanting you all to not get wrapped up in that. That's what that warning is about. And it's also coming up that may be a pathology. And that's also coming up that may be why you need to reevaluate your family dynamics as well. Because you may have a lot of people in your family that have dreams deferred, mostly because they dropped everything that they were doing, everything that they dreamed of and believed in for themselves to try to help other people that didn't really have a vision for themselves, that didn't really want nothing for themselves, and ended up bringing them down. And now they live in lives full of regrets. And a lot of those people are likely the people that have projected onto you and that have gone out of their way to try to bog you down because they know what they slighted themselves from and allow other people to slight them from. And they see that you have more potential and more fight in yourself than that, and more love for yourself than what they had in the past. And low-key, high-key, they've been envious of it. Mindlessly or mindfully, they've been projecting that envy on you and trying to bring you down with them. And child, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and segue into this pick a card. Now, you can pick both, or you can pick one or the other. I'm going to put the timestamps in the comments. So, to the left, we have a card and a stone for the Leos. Not necessarily if your zodiac sign is Leo, or, you don't even really have to have any Leo placements. But if you do, it's a bonus. But pick the card based on what you feel like you need. Meaning, even if you are Leo or have Leo placements, that don't mean necessarily choose the Leo card. Choose based on what you feel like you need, which energy you feel like you need more of, or what qualities of that sign you feel like you may need more of. Choose one, the other, or both. But to the left is the Leo section. Rare. And the stone that y'all have is the Peacock's Ore. And over to the right is the card for Virgo energy. And it has a coin, silver coin. You can't really see what's on it right now. And, well, if you look real closely, you might can see what that is on the coin. But I'm going to say that for when I get to that group. You know what I'm saying? For when I get to that card. But for right now, choose your group or whatever. Leo to the left, Virgo to the right. I'ma knock them out like fight night now. Don't mind my foolishness. Choose your card, one the other, or both. Left is Leo, right is Virgo. Choose based on what you need. Choose based on what you need. You can take a second, meditate about it, whatever will have you. But choose based on what you need. And with that being said, honey, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. All right, we in the Virgo section with the Virgo card and the coin representing the Virgo. Now, I still got the Ace of Wands up there because this is more parallels, but in the form of energy transfers and the particular energy and qualities that are needed from the Virgo energy of Don Tripp. And as I said before, he's a Leo Virgo cusp. So, we in the Virgo element of him, okay? And this card is representing what you need from his Virgo element, okay? And looky, what's on that coin? It's a lion and the sun, because that is my Leo coin. And it was divinely, meditatively chosen for the Virgo section. And that is by no mistakes because of what I've been saying. Okay? So that's a implication back to Beyonce as well. But yes, bringing together the fire and the earth element. Bringing together the Leo and the Virgo energy. Okay, so this is about healing matters of the heart to help the money. Healing matters of money to help the heart. Hence the coin. God is funny. So what I'm getting here is that a lot of you have experienced a lot of deceit and betrayal as it concerns money from people that you genuinely loved. So this can be family members, this can be people that you thought were your best friend, this can also be people that you had romantic and or sexual relationships with. Either they stole from you, they mishandled funds that you gave them, or they took advantage of you endlessly, and this caused major dissension and major blocks in your money, and it's continuing to cause you that in certain ways. One, because you're holding on to a lot of heartbreak from those experiences, and you're holding on to a lot of fear from those experiences as well. So This brings in our secondary chakra that needs healing and attention, and that is the root chakra. Because those experiences have ultimately and rightfully made you feel unprotected and have also made you question your ability to protect and provide for yourself. Because there's something going on in the subconscious where you are constantly questioning yourself if you really have what it takes to take care of yourself and, like I said, protect yourself. So it makes you fearful and it causes you to limit yourself in what you do to get money and what you do to get, look at the card here, no correlation intended, but in order to get prosperity. So it's a lot of opportunities that you've had, some opportunities that you may have missed in the past as well, out of basically, like a post I saw earlier, booing yourself off the stage before you even get on stage. So interesting enough, this is actually a Virgo quality that needs to be released and balanced, which is overthinking from your inner critic's perspective. Because you all that are resonating with this card in particular and are resonating with this, element of Dun Trip through his Virgo energy, you are beating yourself the entire fuck up and you don't deserve it. But Spirit is saying that this is learned behavior. So that again goes back to the reevaluations of your family dynamics and of the leading examples that you had around you growing up, because somebody taught you to build yourself up by breaking yourself down. And Spirit is saying that it's time for you to realize that that makes absolutely no sense, and that the way to build yourself up is to build yourself up. And that's why you have the Leo coin here, because you need that Leo energy of popping your shit, of pouring into yourself confidently and courageously and talking up on your higher qualities more than you do your flaws. And even if you have flaws, you know how Leos be, honey. We be like, okay, yeah, that's a flaw or whatever, but I know how to use it like this in order to succeed. Okay? So finding the benefits in your flaws, learning how to transmute your flaws. And so, for example, for some of you, a part of that is going back to the need to reevaluate the people that you help and the people that you pour love and energy to try to assist and support. For example, this is a Virgo quality. Virgos can be very critical, but when Virgo is evolved, they give very insightful observations about things that need to be talked about and that need to be reformed. And they can also follow up with resolutions, which means many of you all are keen advice givers, and people may come to you for advice and guidance a lot. So it's a need for you to consider the people that you have been giving advice to and the people that you have been giving guidance to. Have they been making good use of that advice and that guidance? Do they have the capacity or the will? Have they shown that they can guide themselves in any way that is in high vibration and conducive to their betterment and your betterment in life? If not, stop giving those people advice. It doesn't mean stop giving advice altogether, but stop giving those people your advice. So, for instance, I know quite a few people that stay talking about, oh, I got stomach problems, I keep getting sick, I don't know why, they keep saying I got high blood pressure and all of these other heart problems and stuff. And it's not to make a mockery out of their ailments or anything, but you also look at them and they eat ice cream in the morning before they eat anything else. They won't exercise, they won't clean their diet, they won't do anything that anybody has told them to do that will help them feel better and be better. Stop giving those people advice. And if you can't stand to watch them harm themselves and self-destruct themselves, you got to remove yourself from around them, because it's only going to bring you down, and it's only going to have you pouring all of your good energy into a bottomless cup, distracting yourself from your purpose and distracting yourself from other people who actually deserve that energy, that advice, that guidance, and will make good use of it, including yourself. Now, let's get on over into the specificities of the card that came out for y'all from the Ancient Geometric Oracle. Y'all have prosperity, the number 36. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. And this is highly about you recognizing the abundance that the divine realm put into the world by putting you into the world. Recognizing that you are the abundance, and that's why you are able to evoke more abundance and prosperity. Okay? With this being said as well, sing. That goes back to that throat chakra, and this is also bringing in the sacral chakra, needing some attention. There is a need to ask yourself, how have you been silenced? And how do you silence yourself? This is also coming up with the question to ask yourself, are there any substances that you use to silence yourself? And the way that you can really get clear about a way to get that answer for yourself truthfully is, for instance, you get excited or enthusiastic about something or really antsy about something, and you feel like everybody else may not have the same enthusiasm around it as you. So you say, oh, I'm doing too much. Let me go smoke some and chill out. You silence yourself. Or you get a brilliant idea, but you think everybody else is going to think it's stupid. So you keep the idea to yourself and you never act on it. Silencing yourself. You really want to make music, but everybody is saying it's cliche. Oh, everybody want to be a rapper. Everybody want to be a singer. Everybody want to do music now. Da, da, da. Or you attempted such a thing when you were younger and people made you feel stupid for it. People made you feel like you weren't that good at it. And so you stopped. You silenced yourself. So if that resonated for you in any way, shape, or form, it's time for you to reintroduce yourself to that element of yourself, whatever it is that you feel a need and desire to express. And however you feel the need and desire to express it, you need to tap back into that first by having fun with it. Finding that fun in it again and embracing that fun and that enjoyment in it again. And that's going to help you re-evoke that passion in it, which is going to help you effortlessly get back into executing it through and with your throat chakra. A way to get clearer about this and more adamant about this as well is to reflect on your accomplishments, celebrations that you've already had. Reflect on that. And also, like I said, reflecting on your accomplishments. And if you forgot to celebrate yourself, go ahead and do so. Do so over and over again whenever you feel like you want to celebrate yourself for how far you come. If you want to celebrate today for surviving yesterday, celebrate yourself and be in that joy. Embrace that joy. It is okay. You deserve it, because this is also helping to build your frequency of gratitude. It's also meant to help you become more aware of the abundance that is within simplicity, such as you may not be exactly where you want to be right now, but there are things right in front of you. There are things that you have within you that are simple, seemingly, but are abundant. And so also there are things that you built for yourself in the past that are just now about to come into fruition. And so you are building even more abundance for the blessings that are about to come in by showing gratitude. So this is a message for you all to make a gratitude list about things that you are grateful for. Even if you are feeling frustrated and irritated by certain things and certain people, and like I said, you're not exactly where you want to be right now, find something. Just like Virgos will find anything to complain about and criticize, make a conscious effort and decision to find things to be grateful for. Write it down, voice it, put it under your pillow. It will pay off. It's already paying off, but you are helping emphasize the payoff and elevate and enhance the payoff. And number 36 here is re-implementing everything that I said about the divine purpose, y'all's divine purpose and divine destiny and all this, that, and the third of it all, and as well as the reflection that you all will be doing. 3, implicating divine purpose confirmation. 6, indicating reevaluation, and also love confirmation as well. You put those two numbers together and you get the number 9. And baby, it is out with the old and in with the new. And that is an ultimate purpose of this period in your life, so that you can shed all that needs to be shedded, so that you can properly embrace what is coming for you. And like I said, with that 6 being there alongside that 3 as well, it's definitely some new love and or new love cycles coming through. So if you single, you likely got some romantic interest coming through and likely are attracting your twin flame. If you are in a relationship, you may already be with your twin flame. You all are about to enter a more healthy and a more potent and a more passion-filled love cycle. And it is looking to be abundant and endless. Shout out to y'all. So definitely tap into your Queen of Swords energy or your King of Swords energy. And with that being said, see what your Mercury placement is and research what the characteristics are of that, and definitely meditate upon how you can best use that for yourself. And a bulk of this is also about learning how to use your spiritual, emotional, and creative elements and your natural talents and abilities surrounding those things in order to generate money, in order to generate steady income that creates more abundance for you. Because what I'm picking up here is that many of you like Don Tripp, and much like the song implicates, we're going to get into the lyrics soon, but I'm hearing that there has been a, let me just go ahead and say it like the song say, if you ain't chasing money, then what purpose do you serve? And that's a toxic mindset. And I'm picking up that either Don Tripp is in a state of learning that, even more so, like he's learned it on some level, but he's in a state now, more than likely, from what I'm picking up here, of learning that in a more evolved sense. And it's putting him in a position to balance and integrate his money makers and his love making, if you will. Balancing out his home and work life, balancing out his relationships and his business, and learning how having that balance and that stability in your heart matters, as well as your work and business matters, creates more abundance and makes more money and opportunities. Because a lot of people, including him, have been taught that you have to choose one or the other, and that the heart gets in the way of the money. And he's having to learn, just like you all are now having to learn, that you need the heart in order to make more money and in order to continue making money. They go hand in hand. You need both. And the way you learn that and how you use that will make the difference for each individual. And that's why the introspective time, the self-care mode, the hermit mode, and all of that is highly important and emphasized. So be very mindful and intentional in your meditations and reevaluations. So to go ahead and wrap up this segment on the synchronizing Virgo energy of Don Tripp that is needed for you almost right now, there is a continuous message here to give yourself more acknowledgement and appreciation for all of the qualities, elements, and attributes that you bring to the table, that you bring to the world, your relationships, yourself, that are beyond physicality and beyond money, beyond sex, beyond objectives and transactions. Give yourself more appreciation and acknowledgement for the prosperous, abundant being, soul, energy, spirit, essence that you are. Because until you are fully willing and able to acknowledge and look at and see the abundance and prosperity in your own being and spirit, you won't be willing and able to see it around you already, or to see the abundance and prosperity that you will be bringing into fruition continuously. And baby, I milked that cow dry for the mama. We're going to go ahead and move on to the Leos. What's up? What's up for my Leo peoples? Now, again, you may not necessarily have any Leo placements, but this is simply covering the synchronized Leo energy of Don Tripp that you all are needing most right now and continuously. And just so y'all know, I still have the Ace of Wands card up here because that is Don Tripp's representative card. So, there you go. And y'all have a stone. The stone y'all have is the Peacock's Ore, which definitely feeds into Leo. Peacock energy, flaunting, courageous, charismatic, beautiful, everything and then some. Graceful and bold, honey. This stone is also all about happiness, joy, and upliftment. It is also good for assisting in treatment and healing of any health challenges. So that can be physical, mental, and spiritual. It's also good for helping and assisting reforming any like learning challenges, things of that nature. So remember things that I was saying earlier about some of you possibly having experiences of people wondering or trying to make you out to be slow or stupid, or you don't catch on as fast as the other kids, or you don't finish as fast as everybody else, or whatever, what have you. Some of you may have been diagnosed with certain mental illnesses and may have even been diagnosed and tested positive or whatever for certain learning disabilities like dyslexia, dyscalculia, or maybe even having ADHD, ADD, autism, things of that nature, things in the spectrum and area of all of that. Yeah. So, with all of that being said, when you see certain like shows, commercials, or the conversations that I had about those types of things, and it's often spoke on like it's actually your superpower. Think of it as a superpower. Well, this is the divine realm confirming that it is actually attached to your superpower, which essentially is your divine spiritual ability, which is tied directly to your natural talents. So definitely evaluate, reevaluate, reminisce upon, think about, consider whatever your natural talents are, and think about how they parallel or apply in a spiritual sense. This stone is all about balancing and enhancing the physicality by and through enhancing the spirituality of it all. So with that being said, many of you may have the spiritual ability of being able to be a ray of sunshine. You walk in a room and you light that bit up. You get around people and you instantly make them feel better. You instantly give off energy transfers of upliftment, of fun, of joy, happiness, feel-goodness. Yes, honey, you make them feel so good they start making up words to describe it. Along with this translating in a sexual sense as well. So you all may have the ability, and you may even have the experience of people even telling you this, or you just noticing it, that when you have sex with people, they seem to get a burst of energy off of you. And so in that sense, you are able to evoke a spiritual healing through sex. So many of you may also want to get into researching and or practicing Kama Sutra and Tantra. And all of this is a spiritual attribute that is attached to the personality attribute of charisma. So many of you may be very charismatic. It may be very easy to you to speak off the cuff, public speaking, make conversation with people if you want to. Many of you may not like small talk, but if you have to, you're able to have a whole elaborate conversation that goes on and turns into other abundant as conversations. And this is a attribute that you have in order to open up multiple portals for you. So you may exist in multiple different dimensions alive right now, living multiple different lives, and this could tie into many of you possibly feeling tugged and pulled between a lot of different things, a lot of different people, and a lot of different energy. So it's a heavy emphasis on you all and the types of people that you are and the types of spirits that you are, that you make a daily effort to take time out to ground, to do grounding meditation, rejuvenating meditation, aura cleansing, sound bath forms of meditation specifically. Because being so vulnerable to the opening of all these portals and the functioning of so many portals at once can make you very vulnerable to people dumping all over you and ego busting ass people who like to go out of their way to either attack you, call themselves humbling you, and or just projecting and dumping all of their problems and drama off on you. And because you have that natural ability of rejuvenation for yourself and others, you can go for quite a while seemingly unaffected by this until it all adds up, builds up, and spills over in the worst ways. And with that being said, child, we're going to go ahead and segue into the card. So this is from the art deck. And you all got The Snake Charmer by Henry Rousseau, the number 5. So this is indicating drastic change that is taking place and coming about. And the Snake Charmer is highly spiritual and highly earthly as well. So in a spiritual sense, on one hand, this is reminiscent of the devil taking the form of a snake and visiting Eve, if you will, but essentially visiting you. And for some of you, this is a need to connect with your shadow self. This is a need to connect and become more aware of your Lilith. So if you don't know, make a note to find out what your Lilith zodiac placement is. And, you know, once you find out, or if you already know, do some research on what the attributes and elements and characteristics are. And meditate and figure out, determine for yourself, dissect and decode how to use those elements for yourself and for this journey that has come upon and for this message that has come upon through this song and this artist to you. For others of you, this is a message about being honest about who the snakes and the devils are that you keep around. Because the Snake Charmer is also indicating that, because either for some of you, you find amusement in it. For some of you, you find power in it. For some of you, you find amusement, entertainment, same thing, essentially. Or you're just comforted in it, like you're used to it. And what that is being able to charm snakes. Because you are so charismatic, because you have that natural rejuvenating ability, like I said, for a while, it seems as though it doesn't really affect you. You're able to just indulge in it untaintedly, unscathed, if you will. But many of you have been realizing and will realize soon enough that you are not untouched by it. You are not unfazed by it. It has simply added up and started to spill over in the worst ways. And the only way to rectify this is to cut the head off the snake. You have to reevaluate. Are your friends, family, associates, significant other, are they properly representing you? Are they properly representing you, who you are now? Are they properly representing the person that you want to be? Are they properly representing your morals and values and what you want to see in the world, the drastic changes that you would like to see in your own life and in the world and in your relationships? If not, you have to make the decision to cut them off or highly limit your interaction with them, because you're wasting your own time and you're giving your energy away, and you're also blocking good karma from yourself by feeding into some bad karmic energy vicariously through those people. And that's why it's a heavy emphasis on it's not going untainted. It's actually polluting. And for some of you, I'm picking up that this habit is attached to survivor's remorse. I'm hearing that many of you all, or some of you all, have used your charisma to get you out of a lot of near-death experiences. Such as specifically, some of you may have to have literally talked your way out of a hostage situation, or talk your way out of someone robbing you or harming you in the midst of robbing you. You've had to charm your way out of a lot of traumatizing situations that really could have been the end of you. And I am picking up domestic violence. I am picking up very toxic relationships at that, fatal attraction specifically. And there's this survival remorse attached to Stockholm syndrome, which has created this guilt of leaving them, freeing yourself from the person who was traumatizing you. And it's because you have such a big, compassionate, divine heart, and you're able to pick up on and recognize the pain that is hurting people and causing those hurt people to hurt other people. And it's very hard, or it's been very hard for you to accept the fact that everybody don't want to be saved, and your energy is having to be redirected. It's not a bad thing to have a big heart, but you definitely don't deserve to be guilty about loving yourself or choosing yourself. And you just have to use that wisdom that you've gained to implement giving your love and giving your wisdom and your energy to people who actually deserve it. And the best way to get clear about that is to start giving it to yourself unapologetically. Practice being unapologetic about it. The snakes here are also representing the snake totem. So in a high sense, it represents transformation, shedding, and that is highly implicating of where many of you are now. You're in the middle of a transition period, transforming period, metamorphosis period, shedding period, the way snakes shed their skin. So you've been feeling very uncomfortable, very tense. You've been feeling unusually itchy for whatever reason, feeling like stuff crawling on you, like a little irritable, a little feeling out of sorts, a little stuffy. You got some sinus issues, problems breathing, random cramps, things of that nature. These are literal growing pains that have taken place for your metamorphosis period. Child, I know about it. And with that being said, it also represents love, health, medicine, healing, immortality, death, which again, metamorphosis, things ending for other things to re-begin. And with that being said, snakes also represent rebirth, fertility, creation. They also represent duality in the sense that they are both land and water creatures. On kind of a lower end, they also represent deceit, harm, fear, phobias, gossip, bad influences, and cold-bloodedness. And many of you have likely been side-eyeing and questioning everybody and everything around you. And your intuition and your mind have been going all the way the fuck off lately at the same damn time, as well as your heart. Your heart, your intuition, and your mind have all been screaming all at once. And you may have been or may be experiencing a lot of internal confusion, internal war, don't know which one to listen to, can't tell how to decipher one from the other. And that's why you all are needing this introspective period. You all are needing to kind of step back from everybody so that you can get your own self together and get clearer about your own darkness, so that you can better be able to decipher what that darkness is and when it comes up and when it's doing you a disservice. And that is what is going to help you better decipher your mind from your heart, from your intuition, and how to get all of them on one accord. And sometimes how to get one out the way in order to listen to two of them. You know what I'm saying? The time and the place for everything concerning all of that. And some of you may feel like, damn, I thought I got a hold on that. And you did. And you did. And continue to celebrate yourself for it. It's just a lot of things are changing again for the better. And so your approach and your priorities have to then change, well, adapt along with them. And with all that, it's going to help you better decipher the real from the fake. What you feel from what's real. And when your feelings are indicating the real, okay? Because your emotions are tied to your intuition, you see? And so, like I said, all of that is going to help you answer your own questions and believe the answers that are given to you when you receive them concerning the people that you've been dealing with. Because there is a person or people that many of you need to separate yourself from, but you have been waiting for the confirmation. And Spirit is saying that the confirmation that you've been waiting for is coming, but the divine realm is waiting for you to go within first. And all at the same time, there are people and or a person that you are in connection with that you go back and forth between trusting and then questioning if you should trust them. Like, I guess feeling like it's too good to be true, or if you're going to fail yourself again by falling for the wrong person and allowing them to run over you and fuck you over. And this is getting into the fear and phobias element of the snake, because a lot of people hear snake and they automatically think negatively. But that is not always the case. Snakes have a lot of good attributes. Even in the list I named off, if I'm not mistaken, I named off more positives than negatives. Not to mention, the snake also represents duality, which means essentially it's not all bad, and it is divine. And so Spirit is saying specifically that you are surrounded by snakes, but that doesn't mean all of them are bad snakes. Some of them are healing snakes. Some of them are snakes with divine messages. Some of them are snakes that have medicines and skins and different uniquities and opportunities for you to indulge in and collaborate with. And then some of them are consistently biting you and have consistently bit you. And those are the ones that you got to get rid of. The ones that are bringing you healing and rejuvenation, they are the ones that are meant to stay with you. And they are the ones that are meant to help you navigate and adapt through your many evolutions, transformations, and rebirths. And with that being said, for some of you, this is an indication that your twin flame has an animal totem that is the snake. And that is a part of why you have felt a bit of angst about them and surrounding them, because of your own past experiences, mistakes, and heartbreaks and things of that nature, but also because there is just this snake energy. But it's not what you're used to. It's not the snake energy that you're used to. It's not the snake that you're used to, that terminology and connotation being associated with. It's a healing snake. It is a snake that is meant to bring you wisdom, and like I said, to help you navigate through all of your different walks of life, as well as helping you heal, rejuvenate, and be successful in the many dimensions and lifetimes that you exist in. And that is how I'm pretty sure that this is definitely like confirmation of representation of your twin flame being around you. If you aren't already in a relationship with them now, either they're already around you, you're already in a relationship with them, or they're coming in very soon. You're gonna meet them very soon. Like I said, if you already haven't. And it's so adamant because it's coming up that the two of you have been together and are together in many different lifetimes and in many different dimensions. Y'all always find y'all way back to each other. And I'm not gonna lie, the way these messages are coming out for y'all, I can tell that this particular segment of the people that are watching the video resonate with the song and the artist. I can tell that more of you more than likely resonate with the message about being self-taught and self-sufficient and learning in a different way. Like I mentioned earlier in this particular segment, but specifically as it concerns like the message about someone watching you, waiting to give you an opportunity, waiting for you to remove certain people from around you so that they can confidently bring upon that opportunity for you. I can tell that many of you learn that way because y'all are getting a lot of messages concerning doing your own research concerning things. And with it is another message coming up about identifying your Venus placement, your Saturn placement, and your 12th house placement. and doing the research on the attributes and characteristics of those and figuring out how it applies to you as an individual and how you want to use it and how it would be best for you to use it as an individual for your divine purpose, for your happiness. Because I'm also hearing that many of you have already been through so much. Not that, everybody else hasn't been through so much, but the difference is the bulk of you have made the most out of your experiences. You have gone out of your way to learn your lessons at every level so that you can overcome and be an involved being continuously. And so you've also gone out of your way to help a multitude of people in a multitude of different ways on a multitude of different levels. And so in just those simple ways of just being your rejuvenating, charismatic self, you have sown a lot of great oats for yourself, and you've made a lot of great karma for yourself already, and you've already accomplished so much so soon. You just haven't quite gotten a keen sight on it. You haven't touched all of the abundance of it just yet. You haven't been able to get the tangible rewards for it to its entirety just yet. And a lot of that has to do with the shedding that has to take place, and the reevaluation and the cutting people off and things of that nature. Y'all are essentially, like I said, in this transformation, transition, metamorphosis period. And so it's causing you to have a lot of patience. But in this time, make the most of it by loving on yourself, by tuning in and tuning up with yourself for yourself. So definitely soak, get a massage if you've been thinking about it, sleep longer, take longer showers, take longer baths, take a longer time in your hair, skin, and nail regimen. Take out more time to really pour love and care into your mind, body, and soul during this period. And before you know it, what you've been waiting on will be right in your hands. You'll be right in the midst of it. And I swear, you can't even and that's why it's probably been such a frustrating period, and the word patience is probably pissing you the fuck off, because you were like, oh my gosh, I've been doing so much, I've done so much all of my life, and Spirit is like, we know. And now it's a time to pour a lot of what you've been pouring into other people, into other things, back into yourself. And wow, Spirit is getting your stuff ready for you, and you getting this last little piece of shedding out the way. You able to, again, tune up and get more in tune and prepared to embrace this news that's coming out, and as well as the new shit that is coming out for you. And it's all going to be for the best. I'm really sensing a lot more good news than anything. And I'm really picking up that those of you that will have a harsh truth revealed about someone or some people, it's not even really going to surprise you that much. But child, light, love, and healing to you in the process. And honey, I believe I milked that cow dry. I will wrap up by making a note to say heavy emphasis on heart chakra meditation and doing yoga. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the lyrical messages and intent from Don Tripp and from the Divine Realm. All right, the lyrical message and intent from Don Tripp, which is represented by the cards to the left of them, which is the Devil sideways and the Rebel Oracle, don't fucking force it. So the messages that are coming through lyrically that Don mindfully and mindlessly transferred through the lyrics of the song is all about facing your triggers, facing your fears, and rebelling them. So that goes back into a lot of the reevaluation of the people in your life and the people that have been in your life, and making sure that you are not functioning in any learned habits of self-harm. And this includes hanging around people that do not serve you and giving your energy to people that do not deserve you. Reclaiming your energy from heartbreak and those that broke your heart, because there needs to be a mindful effort in doing this, because you don't want to become what you once despised. And if you're on the road to doing that already, you want to go ahead and hop off that road. Not to mention, I don't remember exactly how he said it, but there is a lyric about being in his own lane, and if you swerve or you fuck around and jump off that lane or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's either two options, a coffin or an urn. And, to go into that, it is about reclaiming what is yours and gaining an understanding about what is yours. Because if you get to messing around in other people's stuff, ain't no telling what might happen. And your only option in the end might be a coffin or an urn. You know what I'm saying? And also understanding at the same time that duality, what is for you and cannot be taken. It cannot be taken. However, you can give it away. Mindfully or mindlessly, you can give it away. So, being sure of who you are and what you have and where you're supposed to be and where you want to be, so you don't end up giving what's yours away and ending up with somebody else's fate. And child, with that said, and all this red, honey, it's another instant implication to meditate more and do more work and research on that root chakra and the best ways for you to tap into it and make better use of it and healing it as well. Especially if you've experienced any type of abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse in particular, as well as financial abuse along the lines of people stealing from you and or holding favors over your head. And this is going to kickstart a good healing and release of your heart chakra and your throat chakra, which is going to double back and evoke some more healing in your sacral chakra, because your thoughts need to be heard from the heart. So if you begin tongue-tied, biting your tongue a lot, you get canker sores, fever blisters, sore throat, your neck been hurting, or people have been taking you the wrong way, or you've kind of gone through your life with people taking you the wrong way when you say stuff. Something that can help this is the healing of your heart chakra and your throat chakra in unison. Because what's happening is you be so in your head, you be so out of your heart. So when you speak, it comes out very rough and it's not heartfelt. It's without heart, and you're not meaning to come off heartless, but because you haven't made a mindful intent to include your heart, it's coming out in a way that you don't mean to convey it. So those meditations upon the chakras and all of that will definitely help you speak more heartfelt and help for you to not come off so much of the wrong way to other people. And you can't satisfy everybody, but that'll be something to help you better decipher when you are actually falling off in your communication skills, and the difference in when somebody is just tripping and trying to pick a fight with you. Another message here is that re-implication of the other message that came up earlier, reevaluating superficial values, money chasing. Remember that lyric I brought up earlier about if you ain't chasing money, then what purpose do you serve? Problematic. And for some of you, like I said, that mindset has been influencing a mindless habit of self-harm in different ways. It ain't always cutting and addiction or things of that nature. Sometimes it's habits, people that you hang around, things that you say to yourself, activities that you indulge in, things of that nature. And so think about the people that you have had in your life that you would associate with the devil, and make a list of those negative attributes, and then make a list to counteract it with the attributes that you would like to embody to overcome that, and to essentially be the opposite of that. And to wrap this section up of Done Tripp's intended energy transfer and lyrical message, don't fucking force it. The other side of that card says allow it to come to you. And that reiterates what I was saying more so in the Leo segment about taking this period of your life and making the most of it by pouring so much love into yourself. I don't care if you think you love yourself to capacity, up the ante. Like I said, sleep longer. And like I said this more so in the Leo segment, but sleep longer, meditate longer, bathe longer, take care of your skin, do your skin remedies, hair, skin, and nail regimen longer, get your feet done, get that massage, whatever what have you, whatever self-care activity you have that you can do with yourself, do it. If somebody want to do a self-care service for you, let them do it. But don't beg nobody for nothing, and do your best not to get too wrapped up in angst concerning obsessing over outcomes and fears, because that's just the devil trying to work against you, honey. And the devil starts within just like God starts within. So you got your inner critic and you got your inner lover. Choose your inner lover. Your inner lover is what connects you better to God in your divine realm, and therefore your divine purpose. And with that being said, we segue perfectly on over to the divine realms intent, and energy transfer through the lyrics, honey, the lyrical messages from the divine realm. So this is what the divine realm poured into the lyrics, honey. And we got the Four of Cups and full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. So about this Four of Cups, again, this directly ties to don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. Emphasizing more meditation, more self-care, all of that. But essentially tapping more into your solar plexus. Again, more Leo energy, because the mindset is what is really causing a damper and causing a lot of delays in blessings that are meant to come through and that are trying to come through. A lot of you are living and functioning in heartbreak and fears concerning heartbreak and deceit and betrayals from the past, and that's keeping you from being able to tap into the energy of the greatness that you want to come through. It's keeping you from the authentic frequency of that desire. It's like you're so wrapped up in the fear of it that you're not on the frequency of genuinely wanting it. And it's concerning a fear of losing it. You got a fear of losing it before you even really gain it. And it's been keeping you from appreciating the things that you have gained. And that's, again, why there's a heavy emphasis on the self-love regimen being enhanced and the self-love activities during this time period being enhanced. Because those things are going to help you get more clear on your circumstances and get more clear on the things that you have within you and around you that are worth being valued. And again, a personal issue reaches resolution. Through all that, allowing it to come to you, taking the time out for yourself and doing what you need to do for yourself, a personal issue will reach resolution. Those answers are going to come through. You're going to create your own peace. The gratitude that you end up embracing through those activities and the love that you end up embracing and evoking more of through those activities is going to, one, distract you from the frustration of waiting for it, but it's going to also enhance those blessings coming through. And all of this is going to enhance your natural talents and your spiritual abilities. And if you have a rose quartz, definitely make use of it during your self-care regimen. If you don't have a rose quartz, go ahead and get one, child. And again, this is reinstating that you've already done a lot of the work. So you don't need to feel guilty about taking this time out for yourself. And along with that comes the question of who made you feel guilty about loving yourself? Who made you feel guilty about choosing yourself? And who put it in your head that certain acts of self-care, such as doing your hair, taking care of your skin, taking care of your teeth, your nails, who put it in your head that those things are a job? And with that being said, those things are more things for you to meditate with and upon. And definitely journal your epiphanies and your discoveries, because all of that is going to tie into your creative element. You're going to need all that stuff that you commiserated upon and wrote about and had epiphanies about and meditated on and all of that. You are going to be using those things for creative projects as well. And that is meant to teach you all about helping other people through helping yourself. Healing other people through healing yourself. Teaching other people how to love themselves by showing them a person who loves themselves. All right, y'all, I pulled y'all a bonus card. Y'all know I like to do bonus cards for my Leos. And being the fact that the suggester and requester, Deidre Smith, is a Leo, as well as Don Tripp is a Leo, I had to come through with the bonus card. So, how I pulled this card and what it is representing is the most needed and channeled earth warrior coming through and assisting us in this journey through this song by Don Tripp, To Whom It May Concern. And we have the number 23. Put it together, you got the number 5. Drastic change popped up again. And this card is Abuela Medicine, remedy of the grandmothers. And just look at that imagery and take it all in. Take a screenshot, or you can even start your screen recording process, because this is basically what I'm implementing here to help you all in your meditative process. And this oracle deck is meant to be more active for you to use in your meditation. Abuela Medicine, remember that term? Remedy of the grandmothers. Believe in the formidable power of healing, of the transformation that it can provide for all aspects of your being and your life. Medicine comes in many forms, from Great Spirit to facilitate healing of body, of mind, and of soul. whether it is the correction of unhelpful habits of thoughts, guidance for the practical steps to resolve a physical imbalance, or deep soul healing that frees you into fulfillment of your divine potential. There is no limit to what can be healed through grace. A current of divine healing is flowing to you and through you now. Open yourself up to participate in a beautiful healing transformation. Connect with nature, in person if possible, or by looking at images such as the oracle card image, and listening to nature sounds if appropriate. Imagine, feel, or intend that you are relaxing not only your body and mind, but your soul too. Relaxing and opening to the presence of the natural world. Allow yourself to feel held by this loving, sacred energy. This is the soul of the Earth Mother. When you are ready, say the following invocation, aloud if possible. The divine healing presence is now created through the loving union of Earth Mother and Great Spirit. I surrender into the medicinal alchemy of divine love at work within all facets of my being now, so that any and all issues of my body, mind, and soul that can benefit from the divine healing are now blessed for recovery. Through grace of divine timing and compassion of Grandmother Healer, I ask to be shown clear steps for my healing benefit, that I may experience true healing and become a channel for such true healing in the world. So be it. I say, Shalom, Ashrei. Hallelujah. Relax. You have completed your healing process. Now, honey, that really indicates that you completed your healing process for the moment, because you can use this over and over and over again for a lifetime. And I hope that you do, and I hope that it is of good use. Now, a final question message that is coming through for y'all. Reevaluate certain coping mechanisms and or fun, relaxing, entertainment activities that were introduced to you by people who traumatized you. And really ask yourself if you are still participating in those activities, and if those activities are feeding the progress of yourself and of your goals and of your divine purpose. Are they contributing to your healing, or are they prohibiting it? Or are they acts of self-harm? And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe, so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you all light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.